Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Koholo Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim HaKadosh, Double honors Apostle Elder Great Nation that taught me this 100% truth of the well. Salutations to the Akim out there pushing this truth with all sincerity on the highways and byways and risk their lives to do so. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered on the four corners of the earth that believe in the truth, Yahweh Hashem Shai, Shalom. Alright, so we got another article here dealing with the CBDC because, this is the times that we're in, that the Lord is ushering in um, the hour of temptation, to take this, the RFID chip, mark of the beast, you know. And you can see there's a lot of controversy doing it, within the ministry, but you got these different groups they coming against, what the mark truly is, you know what I'm saying? Saying that it's the mark is a sin, it's like that the mark is spiritual, it's not a carnal mark, it's because you commit sins, and, with your right hand, all type of, bugged out shit, but that's all the doing of Yahweh Shem Shai, because the Lord is exposing the false prophets of who they are, and He's revealing to you who His true men are, you know, in this gospel, that He has brought forth to shed light upon the world, to bring in the hopeful elect, so He can give them their salvation. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to continue to build up like that, because the truth has to be known, so that's why there's all this turmoil and chaos going on, within these groups or whatnot, because the Lord is, and all this information continues to come out about the CBDC and Michael C. Hippen or whatnot, because this is the time that the Lord has appointed, because we're at the end of the end days. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is about to come and give salvation into the nation of Israel. But He's only going to give salvation to the hopeful elect. The elect souls, that He's chosen to deliver in these last days. But let's get into the article. Name of the article: CBDC dollar would empower the Fed, not Americans. A growing number of Democratic and Republican policymakers support creating a central bank digital currency. Yeah, because they had no choice but to support this thing that would further empower the Federal Reserve. You got to understand, these parties have no choice because they work for the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is owned by the elites, the people that actually run the world. You know what I'm saying? So they have no choice but to bow down to these people because they work for them. Those people that in the Democratic and Republican Party, what I'm saying, they're set up as puppets to do what the elites want them to do. You know what I'm saying? They're all in on it. So they might design something to give some pushback or whatever it may be, or whatever party it may be, to bring you upon that deception, to deceive those that already been deceived, to believe that there's a thing that they're here to protect you, and they're there to help you. But those that are the elect, those that have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, they see that. They see, we're able to see the things that they cannot. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord has revealed it into us. That's why we know, the diabolical bullshit that Esau is bringing forth. We're not, we're aware of Satan and his devices. You know what I'm saying? And this is a device of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, Satan in the flesh. He's gonna play like this is a thing that's beneficial to you, but really it's to empower him and give him the upper hand, and for you to for him to follow through with his plan of making you his slave. You know what I'm saying? Because we all his slaves now, but he's ready to get into the next step. Bring that new world order and go into that digital age, that fourth industrial revolution, where he want to micro C-hip you and put his digital all inside of you. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at right now, because we're at the end. But let me read on. Although the parties disagree on the particulars, their broad agreement on the idea creates a political opening for the Fed and the Biden administration to move ahead with a CBDC that will compromise Americans' freedom. And that's the thing. There's no freedom in this country. Like you, that's the facade or whatever they present it unto you know uh, you so-called Americans or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like even Jake, like you got to understand, like when they built this country, these Edomites, when they built this country, when they forefathers built this thing up, they didn't have you in mind of you being a part of the system. We were slaves. You know what I'm saying? So you being a part of it wasn't never you know of their interest. You know what I'm saying? So and you think that you're a part of it now because the Lord has just lightened our sentence. Like we're not in hardcore slavery no more because the Lord is transitioning and about to come and set us free from this devil and it's coming. So in that transition, he's been lightening our sentence. So we've been getting comfortable being around this devil, thinking that we, can move around society like he can, and do the things that he does. But truly, it's all part of the deception. You know what I'm saying? Because he even deceives his own people to think they have freedoms. But if the whole jab and pandemic, pandemic situation didn't show you that, that this devil is diabolical and he coming up with wicked shit to do, you know what I'm saying? You know, then you're lost. Because many of America's lost in the source because he told you that okay, you got these freedoms, you got these amendments and whatnot, and then you know, uh, truly you don't. What you have in this country is privileges because if it was your right or your freedom or whatever it may be, if you truly sovereign, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't take that away from you, whatnot. But showing you that you're not, you don't have freedom because when these things happen, they told you that the only thing you can do is go to work. You know what I'm saying? They close everything down. You got these businesses, these restaurants and things. That this is how your livelihood. You make your livelihood. They told you, no, you can't have your restaurant open. No, you can't go to the Harlot House and churches. You know what I'm saying? They told you that you couldn't do none of that stuff. And when you did, they was arresting people or whatnot, putting people. You know what I'm saying? There was so much going on at that time. Even people was being on house arrest and whatnot, and had I remember this article talking about they had to um, get the whatchamacallit that they give you when you're on house arrest, that the monitor, the bracelet monitors. They were doing that to people for certain situations, and making you quarantine for certain days and going to quarantine camps and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Showing you that you had no freedom. You couldn't move freely about as you wanted to because you know it's a facade. It's made up. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have freedoms here. You know what I'm saying? Because they just blatantly just took those things away from you. Because they had the power to do so. Because the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Esau, this is his world. He can do as he pleases. And then this didn't just happen here. It happened all over the world because they was pretty much just setting the transition into what they really want to do. They gave it a little test run and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So all these other nations, they're part of this too. And Esau even is leading the way because he's the wicked of the earth and whatnot. So truly in this country, you have no freedoms. You have privileges what they give to you, and they can just strip away whenever they want. But like I said, he was deceiving his own people. These so-called white people, they think they have these rights, and that's why they go and they put in these votes to the Democratic Party and they play sides, or whatever. But that's all part of the Satan and his device, the devil and his device. So they don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't. The Lord ain't giving the spiritual eyes to see, and to hear, the things that are taking place, in society in these last days. You know what I'm saying? They're blinded to it. Reading on, some lawmakers say CBDC, which is a digital dollar issued by the Fed, could help stave off a, a debt crisis and preserve the dollar's status as a world reserve currency. But it isn't clear that a CBDC will do either. It's clear that one could be used to monitor and manage the use of the dollar. Not everyone is persuaded that such a currency is a good idea. Neil Kakari, I guess that's how you say his name, I don't know, president of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve, questioned why Americans would support a CBDC. If they want to monitor every one of your transactions, you can do it with a central bank digital currency, and that's what they want to do. Mr. Kaskar, Mr. Kari said at a conference last year, "I get why China would be interested. Why would the American people be for that?" Yeah, because China's in it because this is the thing that's going to take a place across the whole world. They try to, play sides. Oh well, China, they're, dictatorship and all this type of shit, and they just can do whatever they feel. But we're a democracy. No, you know what I'm saying? That's the deception of the devil. You know what I'm saying? That's his device. But truly, the hour of temptation is going to be across the whole world because you got to remember that the nation of Israel is scattered among the four corners of the earth, and we look like all these other heathen nations because our seed has been spread within these nations. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be tested, and the whole thing of this is for all the world to be tested truly, but it's bringing forth because the nation of Israel, because this is a prophecy that got to take place to bring in our salvation. So wherever we are in our captivities among the four corners of the earth, we're going to be tested as a nation of Israel. You know, so this is going to be a worldwide event. You know what I'm saying? Our invitation with the whole world to face, as the scriptures say, this is it, and they're ushering this in, showing you that this is a physical mark that they're about to present to the world, and you're going to have to take it. You won't be able to buy or sell without it. That's what they're getting into. That's what the central bank digital currency is. You can't buy or sell without this thing. You know what I'm saying? But those that the Lord has blinded, they can't see that. They keep going on to this spiritual mark, whatever it may be. But they're going to stay that way, and if they don't repent from that, they're going to be put to death. And that's point blank period. But these things need to be brought out to true edification, to edify the elect of the nation of Israel. And the Lord, that's why the Lord, is heavy in the spirit on bringing this out right now. Reading on, early Democratic support was concentrated among progressives such as Senator Elizabeth Warren and Fed Vice Chair Lael Bernard. But the sweeping scope of President Biden's CBDC executive order is March signals broad acceptance within his party by mobilizing government agencies and departments to prepare for CBDC. Mr. Biden made it clear that his administration is ready to take up this newfound power when the opportunity presents itself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they're ready to bring the new world order. You know, and he has no choice. It's not like this is something I think. No, it's when these elites say who own the Federal Reserve banking system, a private entity, you know what I'm saying, that runs the. How do they have say? Because they run things. You know what I'm saying? They're not even part of the government, but they run the government because this is their world. This is their time. This is their rule. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they say goes. You know what I'm saying? So they say, oh, it's time. We're doing away with this paper shit. We're going into our digital age, bringing in a new world order. This is the time that it's been appointed for us to bring these things. But it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Messiah. This is the Lord's timing, you know what I'm saying? That the Lord decided to bring these things forth because we're at the end. We're at the end in the end days, and this is it. There ain't no turning back. Now, the Lord ain't turning back on his prophecies. Once, it's presented, it's going full-fledged, and this is where we are. Ain't no turning back now. And it's going to get more gruesome out here because we're coming into times of Jacob's trouble. All that's going to be happening, you know what I'm saying? And it's about to go down soon and very soon. There's no going back now. The Lord is not folding his hand. He's going to put his hand forth. It's going to be full-fledged. For Democrats, the party of big government, the appeal is obvious. A CBDC would allow the federal government to spend more money, manage outcomes, and provide financial services to the unbanked. The centralization of power that the CBDC would allow runs counter to the Republican Party's intent to disperse power and shrink government. So it is startling to see GOP policymakers entertain the idea. In 2021, Reps. French Hill and Jim Hims corresponded legislation encouraging the Fed to keep researching a CBDC. In November, Paul Ryan, the former GOP Speaker of the House, Kevin Warsh, the former Fed Vice Chair, endorsed a CBDC in a book for the American Enterprise Institute. Some Republicans proponents of the digital dollar say their party's version of the CBDC would enhance liberty, not government control. And that's just to try to, show you some. Uh, they're trying to be, present you as a safety net or whatever. No, these devils, they're not gonna care, man. But that's the deception that they have or whatnot. Oh, we're looking out for the people. No, they're not. You know what I'm saying? They want to give you some comfort for it so that you'll be willing to take it. But truly, they're going to treat it just like they did the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? They came down, they said, that, you didn't, it was going to be mandated, but, when the men of the law was telling you that, yo, they're going to mandate this thing. Nobody really believed it, but then they did. Because of the word, because, it was given them revelation from Yahweh Shem Shai that that was going to happen. And it did happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you think it's a strange thing when you see the men in the highways and byways and the men making these epistles and they tell you these certain things before they happen. It's all through the revelations of Yahweh Shem Shai. These men are just not regular men. They're men of the Lord. So when they say these things are going to take place, it's not them speaking, it's Yahweh Shem Shai speaking through them. And that's why these things take place. You know? It's prophecy. Reading on, they favor a two-tier system using a CBDC exclusive between the Federal Reserve and the providers of financial services by having private enterprise serve as buffer between the Fed and the American people. Mr. Ryan argues that the centralization power of the CBDC won't be merely muted but inverted. We can show the world how a free society should handle this challenge by having a two-tier system which guarantees the government has no role in the management of our money. Mr. Ryan said in an interview book promoting the book that they're going to have total control. They, whatever. And you see that keyword, show the world, because this is the hour of temptation that the whole world's going to have to face. This ain't just something that's going to take place in Babylon. This is the whole world. You know what I'm saying? And just like the Lord said, this gospel should be heard throughout the world, then the end should come. And it's going throughout. You know what I'm saying? And the hour of temptation is going to be a thing that the world's going to have to face, because this is where we at. We're pretty much at the end of this devil's rulership. This vision ignores the fact that financial intermediaries can't protect their users' data from the federal government. Just last month, it was revealed that the Secret Service, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation have been engaged in almost decade-long warrantless financial service surveillance of Americans who send or receive money through private operators such as Western Union and MoneyGram. You have no privacy here, man. These devils, they're on top of it. That's why they're bringing in this in, ushering this in. It's naive to think that the government that is currently combining through the individual financial information will stop doing so when it is formidable power of a CBDC. Yeah, they're not. This devil won't total control because he think he's the most high. In addition, Congress has provided itself incapable of auditing the Fed or holding it to account. Unlike intelligence agencies, the central bank was designed to be unaccountable. The Fed is a semi-private bank supervised by 7 governors serving 14 terms. Its budget isn't appropriated by Congress, creating this already unaccountable institution. More authority over our money would further empower the Fed's 20,000 plus employees, not the American people. Republicans backing a CBDC fail to recognize that more dollar transactions, more efficient, won't magically preserve the greenbacks, reserve currency status, or keep the federal debt from growing. Maintaining the dollar's global position will require the Fed to manage the way dollars are used, even if Congress tightly circumscribes how a CBDC would operate. History suggests that when a fiscal crisis looms, Congress will look the other way as the Fed does whatever it takes to finance the federal government and protect its domestic money monopoly. Yeah, because once they put this chip, once they digitize everything and they put this RFID uh, you know, microchip inside of you, is is done. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't be able to function in society without it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to. You could be obsolete from society if you don't, bow down to this devil and this image. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be non-existent. So a lot of people are gonna fold and accept this thing. Policymakers in Washington have a choice between preserving a bloated federal government or putting America back on path. To limit government by uniting to stop a CBDC, Republicans take the side of American people, but if the GOP fractures on his issue, the Biden administration is ready to push through a CBDC and give the government even more power over Americans' money and lives. Yeah, that's it. Because this is it. And this thing that this system that they're setting up, they're gonna you know put it out to be a benefit to you. You know what I'm saying, with this whole micro shipping process. You know what I'm saying? Because you know uh, they're going to present it as the thing of convenience. Because they're ready to do away with all this paper shit. You know what I'm saying? Your birth certificate, your social security number, your driver's license. All this is paper contracts showing ownership that they own you or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And they're ready to get away from all that shit, because when they chip you, whatnot, all that's going to be on that information. Who you are, you know what I'm saying? Uh, your birth certificate, your social security number, your medical records, you know what I'm saying? Your criminal record, whatever situation, they're going to automatically know who you are. If you're well, if you're sick, and whatnot, they even going to present that as a thing of convenience, because with these things they're going to be able to even insert these I forgot the name of the whatchamacallit, but anyway, so these things, they can sense um, that you're sick, and if you got cancers and things like that in your body, you know, uh, with this insert, they can these microbots that can enter in your system and repair your health. So it's going to be a thing of convenience to you. Oh, we got this. You take this, and we'll be able to monitor your system. And if you fall ill, then if you got a cancer in your body, what I'm saying. And that's the Satan and his wonders. You know what I'm saying. The devil and his wonder. You know what I'm saying. Oh, we're going to be able to cure you. It'll detect you got cancer, and these bots can go in and cure that up. Or if you're got some type of internal bleeding, it'll be able to repair. You know what I'm saying. Your you know your body internally or whatnot. Or if you get in an accident, you're gonna automatically know who you are, because the chip is in you, and you can automatically get help, and you can be rescued and all that. They're gonna play all that forth. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it'll be beneficial for your kids, and we can protect your kids for kidnappings and things like that. We'll always know who they are. They as far as you know, dealing with the your falling ill or whatnot. They'll be able to detect it when you fall ill, and if you need help, they'll be able to send you know rescue team or whatever to you or whatnot. Also with uh, you know, just pretty much knowing all there is to know about you, all your whereabouts. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing what they need you to do, they can cut you off from society. You can't rebel. They want this devil. He want total control. And also with the when they want to implant it into your brain, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna tell you, oh, we could be able to restore your vision. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was when what you call it. But sometimes you, when you're presenting these things, Satan get on your mind and make you forget certain things. But anyway, so yeah, they want to chip you in your brain, and they can tell you, hey, we'll restore your vision. You know what I'm saying? We can make you a smarter thinker. You can download things. You know what I'm saying? You can be anything you want type thing. You can You'll be able to talk again, walk again, or hear again, whatever it is with this chip or we're gonna make you pretty much immortal. And that's what this devil want to do, because this is his carnal blessing. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord has given unto him. So he coming up with ways to do all these things through that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we know that this thing got to take forth because this is what the Lord has appointed. But actually, this actually is bringing down this devil's downfall. He thinking that this is something that's going to put him in a superior position, but it's not. It's actually bringing in, ushering in, the new kingdom of heaven that's going to take place, where the nation of Israel is going to rule, because this is a sign that this devil's going down. Him trying to usher in his new world order, and Lord willing, the Lord hasten this and make this happen, soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't something that's going to, be happening like 20 years down the line or whatever it may be. This is something that's going to be happening now. This devil don't got much longer. We don't got much longer here in this society, in his rulership. This devil is about to be out of commission. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is coming. He's on his way. That's why you see all these chariot sightings or whatever. Because the Lord is revealing himself into him. You know what I'm saying? And this word is coming out heavy because the Lord is revealing himself. You know what I'm saying? And this devil getting ready to come down. And all this is going to come to a broad. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to see brothers in the highways, byways. There's going to be a famine of the word. And, the Lord, he going to start rounding brothers up. Because this devil about to, he know that he's done. You know what I'm saying? He know that he's done. And that's why, he's putting these things in place. But now let's get to the scriptures. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, because we at the end now, and these visions are speaking, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Though it's tarrying now, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Yeah, because these devils, they putting this thing in play. It seems like it's tarrying, but it's really not tarrying. The Lord is just working on this devil's mind to put this, to implement this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's here now. It ain't no turning back. This is Revelations 13 and 16, which read, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 366. That goes into his barcode system, whatnot. But anyway, so this right here, this digital system is helping usher in this buying and selling of the digital currency of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. You know what I'm saying? And it's all here now. Everything's here. Digital system getting ready to be presented and put into play. The chip been here for a minute now, but it's about to be implemented, because this is the time that the Lord has chose for this to take place, showing we at the end of this devil's kingdom or whatnot. And like I said, what I'm saying, the whole pandemic thing, that was a practice run, to see who was going to fold. Because when he presented those things to these people, when he told, because there was people that was, bucking up against it, oh, they're not going to take the jab, or they're not going to mask up or whatever. But when this devil started taking certain things away from you, telling you couldn't work, or you couldn't go enjoy the luxuries of traveling, what I'm saying, or you couldn't go to restaurants or whatever and enjoy eating, because you got to remember, this is Babylon. I mean, even all over the world, they enjoy the luxuries, what I'm saying, of mirth, of having things here. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they don't understand. They in captivity and they're here to suffer. We hear some of the prison centers. They don't get that. But those who have elect, we get it. We know that this is not our rest. You know what I'm saying? We don't love it here. We hate this shit. You know what I'm saying? Why do you want to be in a place where you're being ruled over by your oppressor? You know what I'm saying? Your enemy at that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, this nigga ain't for you. He wicked to his own people. So why the fuck he be good to us? He hates us. You know what I'm saying? And it's perpetual hatred, and the feeling's mutual. But being that we know who our enemy is, those of the elect, we understand the Lord said, live peaceably among all men. So you got to learn how to move about within society, but still get along with your enemy. You can't just let them know, oh, I hate you, devil, whatever. I mean, there's a time for that when when you want to highways and byways or whatnot, for those that are, what I'm saying, and pushing the gospel out, telling you, the so-called white man, you hate him, he the devil, he going down. You know what I'm saying? But when you at work and you chilling, you can't just go around saying that, oh, I hate white people, or if you out in public, oh, I hate whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to live peaceably up among all men. So there is a time and a place for it. You know what I'm saying? But you still got to be circumspect and move, you know, with caution when you're surrounded by your enemy. You know what I'm saying? And we got enemies all, even the 2/3 are enemies. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch them niggas. You know? So, as well as the other heathens that are around us. But again, all about living peaceably. And this Revelations 14:9, which reads, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast, the Roman Empire, that's the beast, and his image is, his system, his legislations, his military, financial system, how he moves about with the societies, how he, orchestrates, his wickedness, you know what I'm saying? He got these LBGQ bullshit, you know what I'm saying? He empowers whatever. That's all part of his image, man. That's what he's saying, because he stands for wickedness and whatnot. And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yeah, so Yahweh Shai gonna, if you take this mark, that means you disacknowledge Yahweh Shai for those that of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? That who he came to put his life on the line for. If you bow down to this devil's image and you take his mark, that means you don't believe in Yahweh Shema Shai. And for that, you're going to be punished. And all the world's going to be punished, but only on the elect souls that the Lord has chosen from the foundation of the earth is not going to take this mark. You know what I'm saying? Because they trust in their power. They trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. They don't trust in Egypt. And when they devil's telling you that you're not going to be able to work, or you're not going to be able to eat or buy and sell, or you're going to lose your home, or they're not going to care. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that the Lord is going to provide for them or whatnot. But those that don't believe in the Lord, they're going to accept this, and they're going to bow down to the beast of this image, and they're going to be destroyed. So yes, taking a mark is a sin. You're commanded, and it's a commandment for you not to take it from Yahweh Shema Shai. You know what I'm saying? But as far as it being a spiritual mark and or whatnot, that's bogus. That's you know what I'm saying. That's bullshit. The mark is carnal. If you take this mark, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be destroyed by Yahweh Shema Shai. So it is a sin to take this mark. You know what I'm saying? To take this carnal mark, because that means that you trust in this devil, your oppressor, more than you trust in your power. You know what I'm saying? Which is Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's pretty much it, man. I hope this lesson has been edifying. I just want to say, Kohola Yahweh Shema Shai, Kram Hashabala, Abba Baba, and Shalom.